Hello guys, welcome back to Tech Projects. I am back with another tutorial, and in this tutorial we are going to create a wallpaper app in Android Studio using Pexels API and Java. So first of all, if you don't see the demo video, I already uploaded a dedicated demo video to show you the features of the application. So if you directly come on to this video, then I want to show a quick demo of my application. So for this I have to open my phone. So you can see I opened my phone successfully. So here you can see this is the wallpaper app. I open it. Now by default it is showing the trending wallpapers, and you can see it is very amazing, and you can see the UI of the application is very amazing. Now it contains some particular keywords with the gradient buttons. So if I click on nature, it will going to show the all nature's wallpaper. If I click on train, it will going to show the all train images, and also you can search any particular keyword, any. So if I type here book and search, so you can see it will going to show the all keywords of book. And let us suppose if I type here knowledge, so if I click on search, it will going to show this images. So you can see this wallpaper app is very amazing. And now if I want to set any wallpaper on my home screen, so let us suppose if I want to set this one, so I have to click on this. So you can see this is HD quality wallpaper in portrait mode. So I am going to show you everything how to do this. So now maybe not this one, this is fine I think. So if I want to do this, simply click on set wallpaper. So when you click on set wallpaper, it will set this wallpaper. You can see on background it will set successfully. Now I will show you by setting one more wallpaper. So if I want to set this, click on set wallpaper. You can see it is set successfully, and it is very fast and it is very amazing. So we are going to create this wallpaper app in this tutorial. So one thing I want to say, you can see I give if you want to use Pexels API, then you must give a attribution link. So you can see this contain the link. So if I click on this photo by Pexels, it will going to open the Pexels official website. So it is good way to give the attribution, because they are providing these high quality wallpapers for free of cost. So it is better to give this. So now one more thing I want to say, you can't upload this application to Play Store, because Pexels API not allowed to upload this using their API to create a wallpaper app to uploading on Play Store for commercial purpose. But you can use their images for commercial purpose, like in videos, photos and anything else, but not for wallpaper app. But the benefit of creating this application is that you can also add this application to your resume for final year project, and also you will learn how to work with APIs, how to fetch the data, how to set the wallpapers on screen. So it is your choice whether you want to upload the app on Play Store or not. But I tell you the guidelines that Pexels is not allowed to create their using their API to create wallpaper app to upload on Play Store. But you can create this application for educational purpose, for normal purpose, and you can also create here for your own use. So I hope you understand everything. So don't further delay. Now let's start the video and see how to create this amazing wallpaper app. So for this, first of all, what I have to do, I have to open my Android Studio. So you can see I open my Android Studio, and here I little bit increase my font size to make it clearly visible. So you can see this is the design. So we have to create a freshly new project. So I click on file, then I have to click on new, then I click on new project. Then from here click empty activity, click on next, and now give any application name. So I give wallpaper tutorial. So you can give any name, it is your choice. Now click on finish. So it will create this application. So you can see it is creating this application. So first we will write the UI code, and then we will write the Java code of this application. So as you know, Android Studio takes some time to build, so it is building. It is still building, so let's wait for a minute, and now it will successful. Now we are ready to write the code. So we have to create the UI first. So one thing I want to do, first of all, remove the text view, and the second thing you have to do, change the constraint layout to relative layout to create the responsive design. Now the thing which is I want to say, let us suppose we are going to use a lots of gradient file in our application. So I open my previous one project. You can see it contains these gradients, background gradient, and 5 gradients here are present, and this one is 6 gradient, and then we have a layout file of this activity. So there are lots of gradient are present inside our application. So I am going to write the only single gradient file code, and then I will copy the all gradient files from my previous project. So it will save our time, and also I will provide these files in description. So now let's start writing the code. For first of all, let's create the gradient files, then we will write the main code. So how to create a gradient file in Android? So for this, what you have to do, we have to click on drawable. So now we have to create a gradient. So right click on drawable, then new, then you have to click on drawable source file, give the file name here gradient car. So you can give any file name. So I have a 5 keyword and I am going to show you how to create one gradient file, and then I will copy paste the all remaining gradient file. Now from here you have to change the selector to shape, and after this you have to set the shape rectangle. So Android shape rectangle. So it will create this. Now we have to set the gradient. So for this we have to take a keyword gradient, and then we have to give the start color. Give the start color whatever you want. So you can use my color code or you can use your own color. My color code is FFA FBD. So this is my color, and then end color, and end color is FFC3A0. So this is end color. So close this. Now it is good to give also a corner. So corner radius, and give the radius 10 dp. So this is created successfully. Now we can simply copy paste the remaining gradient files. So I open my folder. So you can see here all files are present, and I will provide the drive link of files, so you can directly copy paste this. So this is button gradient, edit text, copy gradient bus, nature, train, gradient trending, image view, text view. So Control C, copy, then open your Android Studio and then paste inside your drawable section. So paste, click on OK, then again click on OK. So it will paste the files here. So now I will show you all files one by one. So this is button background, this is edit text background, this is gradient background. So, and this is the gradient bus. So minimize it first of all. Then it is a gradient car, then it is a gradient nature. So this is gradient train, this is gradient trending, and this is image view background, and this is text view background. So I am going to use this also. So now close all files, and we are ready to write the whole code. So let's start writing the code. So for this, open your activity main XML file. So I open my activity main XML file, and here we have to write the all code. So first of all, I have to add a gradient here. So you have to type here background, and you have to give the gradient BG here. So gradient BG, so you can change your color codes, it is your choice, whatever you want to do. So you can see it is fine. Now what I have to do, we can minimize it from here, and then I can little bit. So it is fine. Now what I can do, I have to take a linear layout here. So first of all, we will create a search bar. So in search bar, what we have a text view, edit text to take the search query, and a search icon. So take a linear layout, open bracket, type here linear layout, this one, and set the layout with match parent, height, wrap content, give the margin top 10 dp is perfect. Then you have to give the margin bottom is 10 dp is perfect, and give the margin right is 10 dp, and margin left 10 dp. So it is fine. Now give the id name search layout, and then it's fine. Now give the orientation horizontal, because we are going to take two things here a search edit text and a search button. So this is, hope you understand. Now close this. Now inside this, what I need a edit text, and then I need a search button. So take an open bracket, type here edit text, set the layout with match parent, height, wrap content, set any hint. I set the hint, enter any image here, or sorry, for enter any image here, you have to type here search any image here, search any image here. So this is fine. Now you have to give the padding. So padding 10 dp is perfect, 10 dp here is fine. Now you have to give the text color. So text color white is fine. You can add your own color code. Text color hint, it is also white is fine. Then after this we have a margin top 5 dp is perfect. Then we have to give the background, and give the background edit text pg. So I already had this gradient file, so as you know, so this is fine. Now we have to give the text style bold, and then give the text size. So text size 15 sp, it is perfect. So now close this. So I collapse the empty tag to remove the error. Now to remove the warning, sorry. Then after this you have to give any id to access in Java file. So I give the id name here, edit text. You can give whatever you want. So this is created successfully. Now what we need a image button. So take an open bracket, type here image button, set the layout with 50 dp, and height is also 50 dp, it is perfect. Then we have to give the layout gravity center. Then after this we have to give the source. So source is not present for now, leave it blank, and give the id. I give the id name here search. Then after this we give the background, and give the background transparent. So @Android color transparent. Then after this you have to give the tint, app tint. So app tint, and give the app tint white. Now we have to add a search button. So right click on drawable, then new, then you have to click on vector asset and click on this icon. Then after this type here search, so you can select this icon, next finish. So add this search icon here, search, and it will showing this. So you can see it is adding successfully. Now close this. So now it is not showing here. So why it is not showing here? So we have to give the margin left. So we have to give the margin left and give the margin left minus 50 dp. So it will add this perfectly. So you can see now our search button is ready. So now what we have to do, we have to create gradient buttons here for the particular keywords. So let's start creating this. So I press enter first here. So before designing this, first of all we have to import icons, because we are going to use the drawable icon inside our design. So I will also provide the drive link of the icon, so you can directly copy paste the icon. So I open my folder and I can copy this. Control C. First of all I select them, then Control C, then I open Ender Studio, this one. Then right click on drawable, then click on paste. Okay, so this is fine. So now we are ready to write the code. So for this we have to take a linear layout here. So set the linear layout. Now give the layout with match parent height wrap content, give the margin top, 10 dp is perfect. Then we have to give the layout below. So layout below search layout. And then after this we have to give the ID, and I give the ID name here bottom layout. You can give any ID name, it is your choice. Then after this we have to give the orientation vertical. So why we need a vertical? Let us suppose, you can see I open my previous one project. So here I can see these items are placed vertical, but these items are placed horizontally. So first of all I have to take the linear layout which will help to place the item vertically. Then I have to take again a linear layout in which I place two items horizontally. So hope you understand, that's why I take a linear layout here. Now inside this, as I already mentioned you, I have to take one more linear layout. So take an open bracket, type here linear layout. Now set the layout with match parent height wrap content, gravity center to place these items in center always. And then after this we have to give the margin left. Margin left is most important, 5 dp, it is fine. Then give the margin right is 5 dp is also fine. And then we have to give the orientation horizontal. So you can see it is fine. Now close this. Now inside this linear layout, what we need a card view to take the item, because we have a text view and a image view. So that's why it is better to take a card view here. So take an open bracket, type here card view, and then we have to set 150 dp. Then I have to type here, you can give any width and height of the card view, it is your choice, whatever you want to give. So height is not 150 dp is fine, 50 dp is perfect. So you can see it is fine. Then we have to give the ID, and this is the first button which is my nature button. So I give the ID name here nature. So you can give any, it is your choice. Now we have to give the margin left, and give the margin left 20 dp is fine, and give the margin right 20 dp is fine. Then we have to give the margin top, and margin top 5 dp is fine. Margin bottom 5 dp is fine. Card corner radius, give the card corner radius 20 dp, it is fine. So you can see it is worked perfectly. Now we have to close this. So close this card view. Now inside this card view, what we need a text view and an image view. So take an open bracket, type here text view, set the layout with match parent height wrap content. Now give any text. So this is for nature, so I type here nature. Then after this we have a padding right minus 20 dp. So this is according to my design. Padding top 15 dp. And then we have to give the text color. So whatever you want to give the color, so I give the text color white, and then I have to give the background. So here I have to use the nature gradient nature. So you can see it is fine. Now we have to set this accordingly, so don't worry. Now we have to give the gravity and set the gravity end. Then after this we have to give the text style bold, and give the text size. Text size is 15 sp is fine. And instead of padding right minus 20 dp, you have to give 20 dp, sorry. So this is fine. And now close this text view. So it is not perfectly aligned here, so don't worry, we will align this perfectly. So let's first take a image view here. Take an open bracket, type here image view, and after this we have to set the image view width. So 50 dp is fine for image view, and 50 dp height is fine. And then we have to give the margin left. So margin left, and give the margin left is 20 dp is fine. And then we have to give the source. So I give the source here nature, drawable nature. So it is perfectly aligned here. Now we have to set this on our card view. So that is why it is not showing here, because I give the height here wrap content, and here you have to type here match parent. So now you can see it is perfectly aligned. Now what I can do, you can see it all, everything is packed inside this card view. So I can copy this card view. So Control C, copy, and after this, below this you can paste it. So when you paste it, it automatically creates this second design, and now this is showing error. The error is due to the same ID names. So you can give any ID name, it is your choice. Now this is the second item of our bus, so that's why I give the ID name here bus. Now the second thing which I have to make change, this is the text view bus. So I type here bus, and here I have to give the gradient of bus, not this. So I type here gradient bus, so this one is fine. Now you have to change the icon also. So instead of the icon nature, this is the icon of bus. So you can see now this is created successfully. Now this is packed inside this card view, and these both card view pack inside this linear layout. So how many linear layouts we need? We need 3 linear layouts. So I can copy this, Control C, copy, then below this I can paste. So paste, paste. So you can see now the design is created successfully. Now expand this one and expand the card view. Now the third item is our car. So I delete this and I type here car, and then I have to change the text. So I type here car, then I have to use the gradient of car instead of nature, then I have to change the also the drawable nature instead of car. I use this. So I already provide all codes of gradient and icons in description. Now expand this card view. So this is our train. So I type here ID name here train, then here I have to use the gradient of train. So this is fine. Then after this we have to change the drawable, and I type here train of drawable, and also I have to change the text. So this is the train. So this is created successfully. Now the last one is our trending. So I can type here, what I have to type here, I have to type here trending. So expand this card view first. So instead of this I type here trending, trending. Then I have to change the text. So instead of nature I type here trending, and you can see the design is very amazing, and it is very easy to create this kind of design. Now we have to use the gradient of trending, and then we have to change the icon. So instead of the icon of nature I use the icon here trending. So this one is created successfully. Now I have to remove this bus. So if I remove this bus, it will create this like this, something like this. So it will add this item here, so it will not good looking. So that's why we can't remove this. But what we can do, I Control Z, then what I can do, I can change the ID name here first. First of all I have to simply change the ID name here. Then the second thing I have to type here visibility invisible and clickable false, and you have to add these 2 lines inside text view also and inside image view also. So add these lines and also add these lines. So the benefit of using this, because you can see now it is not showing here, and if someone run this application he will not able to identify whether it is present here or not. And I already add the clickable false and visibility false. So you can see now it will look perfect, and it is also responsive design, so it will not affect our responsiveness. So now the finally UI of the application is created successfully. Now below this linear layout, you can see this linear layout contain whole things, and this linear layout is contain this one. So I can minimize it, and this is the linear layout for our search bar, and this is the linear layout for our this one. So now below this what I need a recycler view to show all images. So recycler view, set the layout with match parent, height match parent, and give the ID name here recycler view. Then after this we have to type here layout below. So layout below, and we have to give the ID name here middle layout, and we can say bottom layout. I give the ID name of this layout is bottom layout. So first of all you can see I give the ID name bottom layout, so it is fine. Now close this recycler view. So now the design of our home screen is created successfully. Now what I have to do, I have to create a design for our item of our particular item of our recycler view. So for this we have to create a layout resource file. So how you can create this, you have to expand your resource folder, then you have to come inside your layout folder, then right click here, then new, and then you have to click on layout resource file and give the file name here item layout. You can give any. So as you already know, if we want to use recycler view, then you have to create the design of the item of a recycler view. So as you already know this thing. One thing I forget to give here, open activity main XML file and give the padding here 2 dp. So it will add some space. So it is fine. Now open your item layout, and here we have to take items here. So first of all, let's change the constraint layout to relative layout and type here relative layout. So this is fine. Now after this, what we have to give a padding 10 dp and orientation vertical. So we have to give here padding. So first of all, give the padding. So padding 10 dp, it is perfect. So after this, we have to take items. So we have to take a linear layout here. Set the linear layout. Set the layout with match parent and height 230 dp. So it will create this kind of design. Now after this, we have to set the layout of this is also wrap content. So you can see now it is created successfully. Now after this, what we have to do, we have to give the orientation vertical because we have a 2 item. Here I have to show image, and then below this we have to show attribution photo by pexel. Then after this, we have to type here background tint. So background tint, I give the background tint black. Then close this. Now inside this linear layout, what I need here, I need a card view. So to take a depth effect on image, so card view, set the layout with match parent, and height of the card view is 208 dp. So it is calculated height. So I suggest you I suggest you give the same heights in my linear layout and card view in your design also. Then after this, give the card corner radius 5 dp. It is perfect. Then close this. Now inside this, what we have an image view to show the image, which is we load from API. So take an open bracket, type here image view. Set the layout with what we have to take here. We have to give the layout with match parent, and height of the is also match parent. And then we have to give the ID, and I give the ID here image. Then after we have to give the background, and for now I can use the drawable image view BG. So you can see it is fine. And give the scale type center crop. So it is not showing here, so don't worry. Now below this card view, what I need an attribution link here, photo by pexel. So for this, I can take a linear layout. So take an open bracket, type here linear layout. Set the layout with match parent, height is 22 dp. So that's why first of all match parent, and then height is 22 dp. So you can see here I give the 230 dp overall height. Then we have give the ID of card view or height of the card view 208 dp, and then I give the height of this 22 dp. So when you add this, it will automatically cover up this. So hope you understand. Now we have to give the gravity and set the gravity center. Then after this, we have to set the layout gravity and give the layout gravity bottom. So it will place on bottom. Then we have to give the background and give the background here text view BG. So this one is also provided in description. Then after this, you have to give the background tint and give the background tint black. So close this. Now you can see it is fine. It is looking very amazing. Now inside this linear layout, what we need a text view to show it is photo by pexel or something like this. So take a text view, set the layout with wrap content, height wrap content. For now, set any text and photo by pexels. Then we have to give the text color. So text color white. Then after this, we have to give the text size. So text size 10 sp, it is fine. Then after this, we have to give the ID, and I give the ID name here text view, because if someone click on this link, then I have to open the browser. Then I have to give the drawable padding and give the drawable padding 5 dp, it is fine. And then after this, we have to give the padding and give the padding 5 dp, it is fine. And after this, we have to give the drawable left and give the drawable left, and I give the drawable left search. Okay, this is fine. After this, we have to give the drawable tint and give the drawable tint white. So it is fine. Then we have to give the gravity center, and after this we have to give the background and give the background black. Then after this, we have to give the text alignment. You can also give this and not center. Then give the layout gravity bottom, and at last, now it is fine. Now close this. So I collapse the empty text, so it will remove the warning. So you can see the design of this is created successfully. Now what we have to do, we have to write now it's time to write the Java code. So before writing the Java code, one more activity is left, which is our set wallpaper activity. So right click on your package name, then new, then you have to click on activity, then select here from here empty activity, and from here you give the activity name set wallpaper. Then click on finish. Now let's design this activity first, and then we will start writing the Java code. So delete this constraint layout and type here relative layout. This is fine. Also change the constraint layout to relative layout here. So this is fine. Now press enter, and here we have to take an image view. Take an open bracket, type here image view. Then we have to show the image view and entire screen, set the layout width and height, match parent, center in parent, pass true, and give the scale type center crop, and now give the ID. So I give the ID name here final image. So you can give any ID name, it is your choice. Then close this. So you can see it is occupy on the whole screen. Now below this, what I need on the screen, I need a button also. So I am going to use android.widget.button, this one. Set the layout with match parent, height is 40 dp is fine. Then after this we have to give the text size. So you can give any text size. I give the text size 15 SV, it is perfect. Then after this you have to give the text on your button. So you can type anything. I type here set wallpaper. So this is fine. Now give the background, and I give the background button BG. So I already provide this in description, button BG, this one. Now we have to give the text color. So text color is white. Then we can give text style bold. Then after this we have to give the align parent bottom pass true. Align parent bottom pass true. And after this we can give the margin bottom, and give the margin bottom 20 dp. It is fine. Then after this we can give the margin 40 dp, overall margin 40 dp. So I don't think so we need this, so I can remove this margin bottom. Then I have to give the ID to access in Java file. So I give the ID name here set. So you can give any ID name. So finally the whole UI of our application is created successfully. Now we have to write the Java code, how to work with Pexel API. So for this, what we have to do, first of all we have to understand how Pexel API works. So for this you have to open your browser. So I open my browser, and so in the search bar simply type here Pexels. So I type here Pexels. Then we'll open this website pexels.com/API. So you have to create your account. If you don't have account, then it will say to create your account. So if I click on your API key, so you can see this is my API key. See my account is already created. So after creating this video I will going to delete my account. So if you try to use this API key, then it will not work. So it is better to create your own account, and then you will get your own API key. Now come on to the documentation how this API work. So now after this click on this the photo resources. So you can see basically in the Pexel API what the photo contain. A photo contain its ID, its weight, its height, its URL, photographer ID, and then the source of the photo. So you can fetch the photo of portrait in landscape mode, in medium, in large, original. So it is your choice. For mobile phone, it is basically we are going to use the portrait mode. So it is good. So now how to get a photo? So first of all come into the curated photos. So this is just like a trending one. So it will going to give the trending photos. So this list will automatically get updated, so we don't need to worry. Now how we can get the curated photos? So you can see we have to pass something like this. So you can see this h mean header. So this is the URL. So first of all we have to pass the authorization. So what is the authorization? We have to pass our API key as a header inside this API. Then this is the base URL https api.pexel.com/v1. Then this is the search query curated. So and this is the per page, how many page you want, and on one page how many photos you want. So it is your choice. Now by default it is set the per page 1, and by default it is setting the 15 photos on a single page by default, and you can get up to 80 photos on a single page. So let us suppose if you are trying to implement the paging concept inside this, so if you have a multiple pages, so that's why on that time per page variable is important, but we are not going to implement paging. We are going to fetch only 80 photos maximum. So that's it. Now how we can get the photo? So this is the example response if I want to get the any kind of photo. So you can see this is the trending one. So this is the URL which contain the page number, and inside this we have a photos type array. Inside photos type of array we have a photo. So now we have to fetch the portrait URL. This one, portrait URL. So how we can get this? First of all, we have to create the Java class for portrait. Then we have to create a Java class for this photos, and then we have to create a Java class for entire this one. So hope you understand how this thing works. So now let us suppose if you want to get a particular photo like for query. So on that time you have to pass this query as a parameter here. So let me show you the example response of query. Come on to the search of photos. So you can see here you have to pass the search query, and you can get any query. You have to pass any query and you can get the result of that. So if you pass any query, you can see this is the something of example response. It will return up to 10,000 photo for that query. Then it will return the per page, and on per page it is your choice, whatever you want, like 80 photos, 20 photos, it is your choice. And then these are the sizes, and medium size 12 MB, small 4 MB. So it is your choice what you want to fetch. And inside this the procedure is same. We have to fetch the photos array. Inside the photos array we have to fetch the portrait URL. So hope you understand how this thing is going to work. So let's come into the code, and if you want to better understand, so open your Render Studio, and we left the design here. So close this, and first of all we have to start writing the code for our Java classes. So first of all we have to fetch the portrait. So we have to fetch this portrait. So where this portrait is present, so we can give any class name. So I am going to give the class name URL model. So right click here, the new, then Java class. So you can give any class name. So URL model, then click on class, enter this. Now what we have to fetch? We have to fetch the portrait. So as you already know, if we want to fetch any data from documentation or API, then we have to give the exact name, otherwise it will not going to work. So be remember, you will going to give the same exact name. So we want to fetch portrait, so you have to give the same name here, portrait. Okay, this is fine. Now we have to get the getter and setter for this. So alt insert getter and setter, click on OK. Then it is better to create a constructor also, alt insert and a constructor. Okay, so this is fine. Now we have to create one more Java class. So one more Java class, because portrait mode present inside this src. So how we get the portrait? We write the code of this, like how to fetch the portrait URL. Now how do we get the portrait? Because portrait is present inside this src, so we have to create a Java class for this src. So now let's create a Java class for this src. So right click here, the new, then click on Java class and give the class name image model. Then inside this, the type of the variable which we are going to use, inside this we have to use the URL model type variable, URL model. Make sure this thing. And what we want to fetch? So source, because we want to fetch this portrait, so we can write it directly here. And but if I want to, where this portrait is present inside this src, first of all the main thing we have to fetch src, then I am able to fetch this. So that's why the type of this is URL model. So hope you understand. Now for this we have to create a getter and setter. So constructor first of all, okay, then getter and setters, alt insert getter and setter, and okay. Now at last what we have to fetch? We have to fetch this photos array. So photos array is present where? And we have to now fetch photos array, because if I have photos array, then I can able to fetch src, and if I have src, then I am able to fetch portrait. So hope you understand. So now let's create the photo array. Right click on package name, then new, then click on Java class, and you can give any class name, it is your choice. So I give the class name here search model, and this is the type of array, so that's why we have to declare a variable of array list. So private, and type here array list, and the type of the array list is our image model. So I type here image model, so this one. And then after this we have to give the exact name which we give earlier, photos, because I want to fetch this photos array. Now after this we have to create a getter and setter and also constructor for this. So alt insert and constructor. Okay, now we have a getter and setter, alt insert getter and setter. Okay, so this is done. Now the work of Java class and is created successfully. Now we have to create API interface and also object of API retrofit. So that's thing. So for this we have to add dependencies. First of all retrofit, because we are going to use retrofit. So open your build.created module app, and in description I will provide the dependency link, so you can directly copy paste the dependency. So I open my Explorer, file Explorer, and I copy this. Control C copy, and open your Render Studio and paste the dependencies here. click on sync now. So it will add these dependencies. So dependency set up correctly, you can see. So now one thing I also want to do, open your manifest, and here we have to, if I want to set the wallpaper on screen, then we have to take a permission of users permission set wallpaper. So this one. So make sure you also take this, then close this. Now we have to create a object of, we have to create a Java class for API utilities, which will return the object. So API utilities. So this is fine. Now inside this we have to declare a type of retrofit private static final, and type here retrofit and give the variable name whatever you want. So I give again retrofit and assign by default null, add a semicolon. Now we have to store our API key. So public static final. So why it is public static final? Because no one can change this variable value, that's why. So I declare the variable name API, and inside this in double quotes you have to paste your API key as it is. If your API key is wrong, then it will not going to work. So make sure this thing. So how we can get our API key? Where is our API key? So if I go back, so you can see this is my API key. So I can copy this. Control C copy, open Android Studio and paste the API key here. Now after this we have to create an interface first of all. So right click here, then new, then click on Java class and select interface from here, make sure, and type here API interface. Okay, this is fine. Now inside this we have to pass the base URL first of all. So as you already know, the base URL is same for everything, whether it is a query, photo or anything. So I give the variable name base URL and equal, then in double quotes you have to pass the base URL. So open your Pexels API, go to the documentation, and you can see this is the base URL. So copy this URL, open this and paste it here. So delete this extra one. Now add a semicolon. Now we have to add some headers as a authorization to fetch any photo. So first of all, let's suppose we want to fetch a trending ones. So take @ then type here headers. Inside this you have to give the as it is name authorization, then colon and slash space, then after this plus and your API. So it will import this API from our this class API utilities. Okay, so now API. So I will show you. You can see if I want to fetch any photo, so you have to give the same as this. First of all you have to pass authorization and your API key as a header, then you have to pass base URL, and inside this you have to pass your search query, or you can pass whatever you want. So this is done. Now after this phone, by default I want to show trending photos whenever user open the application. So for this we have to use get method here, get. Inside this we have to pass this thing curated, because I want to first trending ones. So curated, then I have to make a call. So the call of the type is search model, because I want to fetch this one. So what is the search model? So I want to fetch this photos array. So that's why the call of this type is search model. Now click on this and press Alt plus enter. Now inside this give any name or function. So I give the name get image. Then inside this we have to pass two things. So first query is our page. So take a page and you can fetch any page photos, like page 1, page 2, it is your choice. Then after this you have one more query, how many photos you want on your page. So you have to give the same as it is name, because I already tell you in documentation how this thing work. So you have to give the same names according to me, otherwise it will not going to work, and give the int per page. So this is done. Now the work of this is completed. Now let us suppose if user want to click on nature, then I have to show nature's photo. If user click on anything, then and any search word in the search box, then I have to show that name. So how we can do this? So first of all we have to copy this, Control C copy. Then we have to create one more method, and inside this we have to pass one more thing which is known as query. So by default what I want to fetch search, get the search, and then I take a @query, and inside this we have to pass our query. Then after this space, then give the string, because query type is string, and give the any variable name. This is query. So now this method is also created successfully. So make sure you type exit as it is things with me, otherwise it will not going to work. So make sure this. Now close this and come inside your API utilities, and let's create the object of this. So you have to type here public static API interface and give the variable name, any function name, get API interface, then take two braces, and after this we have to check if else. If retrofit equal null, then it will create the instance of retrofit. So retrofit equal new retrofit dot builder, and then dot base URL. Inside this pass the base URL API interface dot base URL, this one. And after this what we have to add converter factory dot add converter factory, and inside this JSON converter factory, then after this we have a dot create, then dot build, then semicolon. Now this is done. Now what we have to do, we have to return this. So press enter and return retrofit dot create, and inside this pass here API interface dot class, then semicolon. Now it is created successfully. So it is saying cannot assign value to final, so remove the final word from here. By mistake I give the final here. So now it is fine. Now the work of this is also created. Now let's come into our adapter. We have to create adapter to show all data on our recycler views. So type here adapter, then press enter. Now let's start writing the code. So first of all, what we have inside our adapter, press enter, recycler view extends, and inside this type here recycler view dot adapter, then taken two braces adapter dot view holder. Take your cursor on this red line, click on implement methods, implement these methods. Now you can remove this non-notation null. This is a new Android Studio. Also I can remove this from here and remove it from here. Now we have to create this folder. So take your cursor here, click on red bulb, create class view holder, so it will create this class. Now take your cursor here, click on make view, this one, so this is fine. Now take your cursor here and create constructor matching super, so this is fine. Now remove this not null from here. Now the recycler view is created successfully. Now we have to make two things inside our recycler view. As already know, I already uploaded lots of tutorial on recycler view. So we have to, first thing which you have to take context, then add a semicolon. Then after this we have an array list, and inside array list what we have an array list of image model type. So take an open bracket, type here image model, then give any name of array list. So I type here wallpaper list, you can give any name. Now we have to create a constructor for this. Alt insert constructor, select both, okay. So this is fine. Now inside this on view holder we have to attach view here. So type here view, then view equal layout inflator dot from context, and then what we have to inflate dot layout dot item layout, this one. Then after this what we have to do, we have to attach to root null and then false. Then we have to return this. So return new view holder and type here view. So this is fine. Now after this what we have a on bind view holder where we have to set all data. But before doing with on bind view holder, we have to come here, get item count, and type here wallpaper list dot size. Then inside this we have variables inside our item layout, so it is better to declare variables first. Then we have to, so first variable is image view, so type here image view, give the variable name image view, I give this. Then text view I have, then text view, so this is fine. Now assign the XML ID of this in Java IDs. So image view equal item view dot find view by ID and r.id.image. Now type here text view equal find view by ID item view dot find view by ID r.id dot text view, then this one. Now we have to write the code inside our on bind view holder. So come inside your on-bind view folder and press enter. So first of all, if someone click on link, then we have to open the Pexels link for attribution. So for this we have to use here holder dot and text view. If someone click on this one, then we have to set movement method to open the link, and then we have to type here link movement method and dot get instance. So this one. Then after this we have to type here holder dot text view dot set on click listener, then new, then capital and press enter. So why it is this set movement method? Because I have a text view on just above on the card view. So if I click on card view, then I have to open the new activity to show that image. But if I click on text view, then I have to open the link. So that's why it is necessary to separate the item. So that's why I type here holder.text view set movement method. So hope you understand why this is important. Now inside this we have to open the using browser. So intent, browser intent, I give variable name browser intent and equal, then after this new intent, and then you have to type here intent dot action view, this one, after add a semicolon. Now inside this you have to type here browser intent dot set data and then pass the data. So URI dot parse, and inside this you have to pass the URL, what URL want to open. So I want to give the attribution to Pexels, so that's why I open my Pexels. So official website www.pexels.com, this one. So I can copy this, Control C copy, and open this Android Studio and paste the link here. So this one. Now after this we have to type here browser intent dot set flags, and inside this you have to pass the two parameter intent dot, and after this flag activity new task, activity new task, this one. Then we have to start the intent, so context dot start activity, and inside this you have to pass here browser intent. So this one is fine for doing that work. Now what we have to do, if someone click on, now after this we have to paste this code inside our this one. So holder dot text view dot set on click listener, then new, then capital O and press enter, and we have to paste this code inside this one. So Control X, cut this code and paste here. So now it will work fine. Now we have to load the image, so we have to use glide. So glide dot width, and what is the context, we have to pass the first parameter. Now we have to load the image. So how we get the image? From our wallpaper list dot get position, we have to pass this. Then we have to get the source. First of all, after source we have to get the portrait, and after portrait then we have to load the image. So where we have to load dot into, and where we have, what is the image name, holder dot image view. So this one, it is fine. Now press enter. Now if someone click on this any image, then where we have to type image view dot set on click listener, then new, then capital O and press enter, and after this we have to start the intent. So intent equal new intent, and inside this we have to pass the parameter. So intent from here we want to go from context to set wallpaper dot class. So here we want to go, and after this what we have to type here intent dot put extra, we have to pass the URL. So put extra, and inside this we have to type the any name to passing the data from intent. After this we have to type here wallpaper list dot get position, and then after this we have to type here get portrait, get source. First of all we have to get source, and then we can get portrait, and this is fine. So it will give the URL, so we can pass this thing. Then after this we have to type here intent dot set flags, and you have to type here intent dot flag activity new task, and then you have to start this intent. So context dot start activity, and inside this you have to pass your intent. So the work of the adapter is finished. So now open your set wallpaper Java class. So first of all we will write the Java code, then we will write the main API code, how to fetch the data from our API. So here we have to declare three variables. So first variable is for taking the data from intent, so I type here intent, then semicolon. Now we have an image view to show the image. Then at last what we have a button, and I give the variable name set, but you can give any. Now we have to remove the action bar. So get support get support action bar dot height. Then I also want to remove the title bar. So for this, what I have to do, I have to type here this dot get window. Then after this, you have to type here set flags, and then window manager dot layout param dot flag full screen. Then again window manager dot layout params dot flag full screen, this one. So now it is fine. Now we have to assign the XML ID into our Java IDs. So before assigning this XML ID into our Java IDs, we have to declare the variable of wallpaper manager type to set the wallpaper manager, this one, and give any variable name. I give the wallpaper manager. Then equal wallpaper manager dot get instance, and inside this you have to pass the context. So pass the get application context, this one. It is fine. Now after this, we have to set the ID. So set equal find view ID r dot id dot set. I give this ID, and then we have an image view. So image view equal find view ID r dot id dot final image, this one. Then we have an intent. So intent equal get intent. Then we have to take the URL from intent. So string, I give the variable name URL. You can give any variable name. Then type here get intent dot get string extra, and inside this pass the key name. So this is the key image. Then we have to load this. So glide dot with get application context, and where we want to load dot load URL, and where we want to load into our image view, into final image, into image view. So this is fine. Now if someone click on set wallpaper button, then we have to set the wallpaper. So set dot set on click listener, then new, then capital O, and press enter. And inside this we have to use try catch method. So press enter first and try. So inside try, what we have to type here, first of all we have to convert the image inside into our bitmap. So bitmap then equal bitmap drawable, this one, bitmap drawable. Then we have to type here image view dot get drawable. Then after this you have to type here get bitmap, so it will return the bitmap. So we can set this bitmap on our screen. Then you have to type here wallpaper manager dot set bitmap, and inside this pass this bitmap. Then we have to make a text toast here, toast dot make text get application context set successfully. So I give the message set, or you can say I give the message done. Then toast dot length short, and then after this we have a dot show. Now we have a catch for this catch, and inside this we have to pass IO exception and give the exception E, then take two braces and A dot print stack trace. So this is done. Now the code of set wallpaper is also finished. Now come inside our main activity, and here we have to fetch the data from our API, and then we have to pass this model class list, or we can say which list we are getting from API. We have to pass this list inside the constructor of adapter, and that is done. So now let's start writing the code of this. So press enter first here. So first of all we have to declare a private array list. So type here private array list, and inside this we have to type the array list of image model. Then after this we have to give any class name of list name. So I give the model class list, you can give whatever you want. Then after this we have a recycler view, private recycler view, this is fine. Then after this what we have adapter, then it is fine. Then we have a card view, 5 card views. So am nature, am bus, am car, and then we have a am train and am trending. Then after this we have edit text to take the search query, and then image button. If search user click on search button, then we have to search the particular keyword. So search, then add a semicolon. Now quickly assign the XML ID into our Java IDs. So press enter first here. Then after this we can type here get support action bar dot hide. Then we have to type here recycler view equal find view ID r dot id dot recycler view, this one. It is fine. Now after this what we have a am nature equal find view ID r dot id dot nature. So this is fine. Now control D. So after this we have a am car, then we have am bus, Then after this we have a mtrain, then we have a mtrending. So this is fine. Now change the also queries here. So this is for car. Then at last we have a bus. Then at last we have a train and trending. Now we have a edit text and also a search button. So type here edit text equal find view id r.id dot and type the variable name, which is edit text. Then we have a search button, so search equal find view id r.id dot search. So this is fine. Now press enter. Now we have to create a array list of model class type. So you can see model class list equal the new array list. So this is perfect. Then we have to type here recycler view dot set layout manager, and the which I want to use here grid layout manager, new grid layout manager. And inside this we have to pass the context and row span, how many rows we want. So 2 is fine. Then we have to set this. So recycler view dot set has fixed size true. Then we have to type here adapter equal new adapter. Inside this we have to pass here get application context, the context, and second thing model class list. Then at last we have to type here recycler view dot set adapter, and inside this we have to pass our adapter name. And then at last what we have to type here find photos. So by default when user open the application first time, so it will able to show the trending ones. So this one is fine. So click on create method find photos, so it is fine. Now if someone click on mnature, then set on click listener, then new, then capital O, then we have to take a string variable query, and inside this we have to give the exact query which will match to our documentation. So make sure you type this and nature, then give any queries. So I give this query string query nature. If someone click on nature, then I have to show the nature's image. So then I will create this function get search image. So this is the custom function. So query, inside this I can pass this, then add a semicolon. So click on this and click on create method and main activity. So it will also create this function. Now we have to write the same code for 6 times. So control C. First of all 5 times write this. So if someone click on m car, then what I have to pass here, instead of nature I have to type here car. If someone click on train, then what I have to type here train. Then we have a bus. So if someone click on bus, then what I have to pass here bus. And if someone click on trending, I'm trending dot set on click listener, then new, then capital O. So trending is means like by default when user open the application, so we have to show that same photos again. So we can call the function find photos again inside this. Now if someone type any particular keyword inside the search box and then click on search button, so search dot set on click listener, then new, then capital O, and press enter. Inside this first of all we have to take the query. So string query, and by how we can get the query, edit text dot get text to string trim to lowercase. Then after this we have to, if query is empty, then it means user don't enter anything. So toast dot make text get application context enter something, then toast dot line short, and after this dot show. And if it is everything is fine, then we have to else, and inside this we have to call the function get search image, and inside this we have to pass this query now, which will enter by the user. So this is done. Now we have to write the code inside our get search image and get find photos. So inside this we have to call the API utilities. API utilities dot get API interface dot get search image. So I open this API utilities first of all, not this one API interface. So instead of I give the same function name here, it will, so type here get search image. So make sure you type this. This is for finding the trending one and this is for the query one. So I can call this function get search image, and inside this we have to pass things, which is first our query, second our page number, and the last second thing we have to pass our how many photos we want. So I want 80 photos because maximum limit is 80. Then enqueue, then new, then callback, and click on this. So this is fine. Now after this, after getting the response from the API, we have to clear the list which will already present the data inside the item, and we have to load the new data. So if response is successful, then it means we will get the response. So if this response is successful, then we can type here model class list dot add all, and inside this we can type here response dot body and dot get photos. So it will return the all array, and then we will add this array inside our model class, and then you have to adapter dot notify dataset chain. So this is done. Now inside else part, so we can type here toast.make text get application context not able to get. You can give any message, then toast.length short, then dot show. So this is fine. Now this is done, and the work of this is completed. Now at last, by default we have to show the trending one, so we have to call this function again, API utilities dot get API interface dot get image. This time we have to call this one. Inside this we can pass here page number 1 2 3 4, it is your choice. Page number 1 have different photos, page number 2 have different photos, then dot enqueue, then new, then callback. So inside this we have to use the same method again. So we can use this. If response is successful, then we can just control C copy and paste the methods here. So now the wallpaper app is finished. So now it's time to check our app whether the app is working or not, and if it is working fine, then we will end this video, and if there is error present inside our application, then we will solve that error, and then we will end this video. So now let's click on the run button. So you can see I connect my phone and I press on run button, and Grid will start building. So now the Grid will build successful, and it will install the application inside my phone. So application installed successfully, so it is crashing. So the problem we have to check. So click on logcat and click on error. So it is crashing. So where it is crashing, let's wait. So it's a linear gradient require angle attribute of multiple of file. So let me check first of all my gradient file, maybe there is error is present. So here there is no error, so let me check why it is showing. So one thing we forget to do here, so open your manifest, and we are not giving the permission of internet. So permission of internet is must, so use this permission and type here internet, then close this, and now run this application again. So let's check it now. So you can see now it is working fine. So that one is the different error. So you can see the permission, without permission of internet, this application is showing error and showing different kind of error. So sometimes it is very difficult to figure out what is the error. So make sure you always use logcat, but this time the error is in logcat which is showing the error. That is not the error. The error is we are not using the internet permission. So you can see by default it's showing the trending photos. So if I click on nature, it will going to show the nature images. You can see it is work fine. If I click on car, you can see it will going to show the images of car. If I click on train, then it will going to show the all images of train. If I click on bus, then it will going to show the all images of bus. You can see. Now let us suppose if I type here knowledge, or we can type here book, then I click on search button. So you can see it will going to show the all images of book. Now if I type here ship and click on search button, so you can see it is showing the all images of ship. So our application is work fine. Now let's click on an image. So you can see it is opening this on new activity. If I click on photos by Pexel, so it will going to open the official website of Pexel. So if I click on this just one, so I want to say thanks again to the Pexels official website to providing this kind of amazing wallpapers. So now let us suppose if I click on nature and try to set the wallpaper. So I want to set this one is fine. So click on set wallpaper, and when I click on set wallpaper, it will give me the toast of done. So you can see now the wallpaper is set successfully, and on background you can see it is set successfully. Now let us suppose I want to set one more wallpaper to show you whether it is working or not. So which one is fine? Every wallpaper looks very amazing. So I think this one is fine. So if I click on set wallpaper, so it is set successfully. Now the problem inside our application is that first of all we are forget to change the title bar color. Now the second thing, if I click on trending, nothing appearing. So I have to check why trending is not working. So we have to do that, and then we will end this video. So first of all, change the title bar color. So open your values, and inside this colors.xml, this is the, you have to make change here, and you can use any color, it is your choice. So I think this one color is fine for title bar. Then open main activity and when I click on I'm trending, then there is nothing appear. So why it is not happening? So the problem is why trending is not working, because you can see I clear the list here to fetch any new query. So I control C copy, and whenever I click on trending, I have to call this function. So I have to clear the previous list. So now our application is final ready. So now let's make our final check of our application, whether the app is working or not. So I have to click on run button and Gradle start building. So you can see Gradle start building, and now it will install the application inside our phone. And you can see build successfully in 1 second, and it will install the application inside our phone. So now it is working fine. If I click on car, you can see it is working fine. If I click on trending, you can see now it is working fine, and it contains 80 images on a single page. So you can set any wallpaper. So if I click on car, and this time I want to show, let's suppose I want to set this as a wallpaper. Which one is fine? I think this one is perfect. So click on set wallpaper. So you can see the wallpaper is set successfully, and now our final application is finally ready. So I hope guys you like this tutorial. If you have any question, you can comment down below. I will try to give the answer of every comment. Please like the video, please, because these tutorials take so much time, and I don't think so on YouTube there is something this kind of tutorial is present or not, because I try to explain everything with much clarity, and I try to create the best possible application for you. So please like the video, please share the channel. If you share the channel, if you grow me, then I will grow you, and I will try to upload more and more projects on Android development. And soon I'm going to start a complete Kotlin series and complete Android development using Kotlin, and we are going to do some advanced topics which are not present on YouTube. So I just need your support. Please support me, please like the video, please share the channel. Thank you, see you soon.